Cover 2 with Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons here at 104.5 The Zone, powered by all Four Seasons Garage Doors, 615-737-1045. You want to get in on the conversation. Let's go to Dwayne, who wants to talk about Abdul Carter. Dwayne, you're on with Blaine and Zach.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up?
What's going on? Just wanted to touch base. You think this Harold Landry, letting him go, is kind of us showing our cards of what we're going to do in the draft and drafting Abdul Carter?
Thanks, Dwayne. We talked a little bit about that earlier, so just circle back. We don't feel that is tied to each other just because they tried to get him to take a pay cut a couple of weeks ago, and he decided that he was not going to do it, so they let him go and look for a trade during the combine week. So I don't think he was ever going to be in their plans regardless. They needed 2 edge rushers even with Harold Landry on the team. You still need 2 edge rushers without Harold Landry on the team. You may need 3.
I would say that increases the level of emergency with the pass rushers.
Yeah.
Because now, I mean, at least you had a guy is going to at least get you 8 to 9 sacks, whether it's in, at the end of games when the game is out of hand or not. So, man, I just wish he would have come back. Maybe they still may get him. They're saying, hey, we'll let you out there, see what you can get, and we'll come back to you if we want to match it.
All right. Let's talk about free agency. So the Commanders have been brought up numerous times by not only the Titans organization, by us, and all this stuff about a blueprint of what to maybe expect this offseason. Being thrifty, lots of one-year deals, all that kind of stuff. They signed 19 players that played at least enough of this season to get at least half of their contract they were originally promised. So 19 players, Blaine. 13 of them were on one-year contracts. 2 of them, 2-year contracts, and 4 of them, 3-year contracts. The average age of all those players, 28. So not too old, but not too young. So basically, those second-year, maybe third-time contract guys. They spent over $101.8 million in cash, on those players.
Commanders, yeah.
Yeah, the Commanders. So what I did was look at those cash habits, cash habits of the Tennessee Titans the last 2 years, because Chad Brinker was involved in the salary cap and the finances of both those years, and came up with a number that of cash.
Chad Brinker?
Yeah. What'd I say?
You said Chad Brinker?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was involved in all that.
Right.
Yeah. Salary cap and all that stuff.
Yeah, okay.
And so I came up with a number of around, after you paid out cash for the draft picks, because you got to set that aside. They right now cost you $39 million in cash, your draft picks. First year, cash. You have about $66.4 million in cash. Now, you just cut Harold Landry, so you got 17.5 added to that, which puts you at $83.9 million in cash.
Just say 84 for now.
So $84 million. I've spent 79.5 of it on 19 players. So we still got a little bit left over. We went under our budget.
Well, you also got to leave
plays.
room to navigate a little bit, too, for picking up guys getting injured and everything.
Yeah. All right. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready, man.
Javon Holland.
I want to make sure Bergonzi's listening.
Javon Holland. He's 25 years old. 4 years, $60 million contract. You pay $21 million in cash in year one. That's, typically the cash is your base salary and your signing bonus. Year one base salary and your signing bonus. Paid up front. Okay?
All right.
Brandon Scherf. We talked about him yesterday. He didn't allow a single sack. He has yet to miss a game these last 3 seasons. He has been healthy. He has yet to miss a game the last 3 seasons. Now, he's old. So I'm going to give you a contract term, and you're going to be like, whoa, this is a 33-year-old. But you can get out of it after 1 year, similar to Graham Glasgow's contract with the Detroit Lions. It's a 3-year, $18 million contract, $7.2 million in cash. He's your right guard. Evan Ingram got released yesterday, Blaine. And after I was starting to do all my money, I had some room to try to make a play for Evan Ingram. He's 30.5 years old, so 30 and a half years old.
Like Ingram.
So we got Javon Holland, Brandon Scherf, now Evan Ingram. 3 years, $30 million, $12.5 million in cash. So we're rolling. We got some big names, some big ticket items here, but they're not breaking the bank. Similar to what they did last year with the Commanders. So we got Javon Holland, Brandon Scherf, Evan Ingram.
All right, got my hand up. Just a quick question on the Ingram. I love him as a receiving tight end. So when you see what he brings to the table, I remember even at Ole Miss, you're like, dang, what is he, a wide receiver? He said, but what are we doing with my man 85?
Chick's still there. You need 3 tight ends.
Right. No. But what I'm getting to is when you have 3 tight ends, you want to make sure they're not all the same.
Well, Evan Ingram's a much better pass blocker and run blocker than Chick.
People think, you think so?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He's much better.
Okay, got you.
But I also look at him as a plus ad because, I mean, kind of like Hunter Henry, Mike Gesicki, that's that kind of range for Evan Ingram. Patrick Jones, edge out of Minnesota. He is 26 years old. He had 7 sacks last year. So here's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, number 91, right?
Okay, yes. Okay, here's what I got. I got 3 edge players. These 3 edge players total 28 sacks. Now, remember, you just lost 9.5 sacks. So these 3 edge players, 28 sacks, and they all come in cheaper than Harold Landry when you add up their cash sum.
Okay.
Okay, so you interested?
I'm very interested.
So remember,
Harold
Landry was $17.5 million.
Yeah.
These 3 guys are $16.74 million in first-year cash, and they come with 28 sacks between the 3 of them. First one, Patrick Jones, like I said. Mm-hmm. Azeez Ojulari, the former Georgia first-round pick that has been at the Giants. He had 7 sacks last year. Patrick Jones had 7 sacks last year. And then I am doing a 4th-round pick swap with the Baltimore Ravens. I'm going to trade them our 4.136 for their, I'm going to trade them our 4.119 for their 4.136. So you move down, was that 27 spots? No, 17 spots. You move down 17 spots in the 4th round, and you get Kyle Van Noy. Now, the reason I'm going for Kyle Van Noy, even though he's 33, he just had 14 sacks last season at 33 years old, and he brings you leadership, and you only have to pay him $3.5 million last year of his contract. So you get your leadership, you get a guy that's been a winner, and you get a guy that has production, and we still got 2 young guys in Azeez Ojulari and Patrick Jones. And if you feel that Arden Key becomes expendable, you could pick up $7 million if you decide to cut Arden Key. But I would keep all 4 of those guys. Mm-hmm. What do you think?
Well, on the Van Noy, what makes you think that the Ravens want to trade him?
They traded Morgan Moses last year for in a similar fashion.
Did they?
Yeah. They did a 4th-round pick swap. It was that much money as well. And so that's what teams do, right? They just kind of bump it up.
He was as proven as Van Noy?
Van Noy's kind of been up and down, but Morgan Moses has been a little bit more steady. But he did play. Morgan Moses played a tackle position. The
reason why I say that is because whether they draft some players or sign some other players is the Ravens. When you watch them on defense, they rotate a lot of guys. So they got their second group of guys, pass rushers, are just as good as the starters. And so that's
kind of why I think it also thinks he's a little bit more expendable because he's 33. Mm-hmm. But they get to move up a couple of rounds in the 4th round, or a couple of picks in the 4th round.
What is he making?
$3.5 million.
Oh.
Yeah, doesn't that sound good? 14 sacks, 3.5. Now, listen, he's not going to give you probably 14 sacks here, but like you got 28 sacks between them versus 9.5 for Harold Landry, and you're spending less cash than you're taking the Harold Landry cash and getting that.
Yeah,
you like that, don't you?
Yeah, it's hard. Right. It's hard to buy. Yeah.
Okay, I'm re-signing Nick Westbrook, Akina. I'm going to give him a 2-year, $8 million contract. I know that probably sounds low compared to what Tutu Atwell just got, but I think that Tutu Atwell's the outlier in this situation. I'm going to also go get another wide receiver on a 2-year, $6.5 million contract in Greg Dortch, who is a slot receiver out of Arizona. He's been there with Arizona for a little bit. He's a burner, a deep threat, and that's something you need coming out of the slot for this team.
I remember him. He went to Wake Forest, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah,
He did.
I
So
remember. I watched
we're going dorched earth. Scorched earth.
Because this is the first time I heard it. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I remember him. He's kind of underachieved. I haven't watched him in the pros. It's kind of interesting.
He's been good. I mean, he'll pop off on games here and there.
But I thought he would be. I just thought he would be. Man, I thought he was going to be better in the league. I really did.
But, I mean, he's 5'7". He's a burner.
He's a little.
And I do think that provides a different element, and you're not paying him a lot. And he's 26.8. So, as far as age, he's 26 years old. So, that kind of solves your wide receiver room a little bit. You still got to go probably draft a guy or something. But as far as we're trying to fill holes with veterans or trying to fill holes with upgrades to make it better in free agency or in the draft.
What are some of the receiver options?
I mean, Keenan Allen's out there, but out of all the old guys that are out there, I mean, like old quotation marks, but like Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper, Devontae Adams, all those guys. Keenan Allen's the guy that interests me the most in terms of like probably money and production. But like everything else, like Darius Slayton is out there. I mean, like Greg Dortch, I think Nick Westbrook-Akine is one of the better ones. But Greg Dortch just provides you something a little bit different. I think everybody else is going to want to get paid more money.
I kind of like the Slayton guy. He's a speed guy who can get it at a good price.
He's wanting a lot of money,
is he?
though.
That's what I was like. What is he looking for, you think?
Well, I think he's looking for probably, if I had to guess, something in the range of the Darnell Mooney contract last year, which he got paid like 2 years, 24 or something. He got something crazy.
No, he different. Yeah, he not Mooney.
Okay, so we got the two wide receivers. We talked about Morgan Moses already. I kept him on a 1-year, $5.5 million contract, like we were talking about yesterday. Mm-hmm. Okay, here's my quarterback bridge solution. Bridge, quotation marks. I'm going Jimmy Garoppolo. He got paid like $3 million last year. I'm paying him 4.5 this year. Okay, because I want to make sure I get him, and I get him here. And here's why, and this is going to make the chat happy. I'm drafting Cam Ward at 1 overall.
Whoa! You going out on a limb?
I'm going out on a limb. Now, if the Giants want to offer me a couple of first-round picks in the future, I'll settle for Shadur at 3, but I'm going Cam Ward at 1. And he's going to get a little bit of time behind Jimmy Garoppolo because I think that will serve him well. And then you got Jimmy Garoppolo and you got Cam Ward, and I think that is a much, much better quarterback class. And you're only spending $4.5 million on Jimmy Garoppolo.
Now, how much did Jimmy G play last year?
He played one game last year because Matt Stafford stayed healthy last year.
Right.
So he played one game, and in that one game, he threw for 334 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 65.9% completion percentage. You may only need, this may be more of a Jacoby Brissett / Drake May situation where you only play him for like 4 or 5 weeks and then you bring in Cam Ward. But I think $4.5 million for 2 reasons. It's more than what he got paid last year. He's going to be able to grasp the system. He's going to be able to teach the system easily. And if Cam Ward beats him out, Cam Ward beats him out. Jaden Daniels beat out Marcus last year, and Marcus got paid $6.5 million.
Yeah.
So, to me, you're getting $2 million less Marcus, and it may be the same outcome because you may never see Jimmy Garoppolo see the field, but I'd much rather have Jimmy Garoppolo in that locker room than any other quarterback out there. What do you think?
I think Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be more than that. Maybe double that, to be honest, or double the 3.5. I think he's going to be 6. Different circumstance. Here's why. Matthew Stafford, you knew he was the starter. Coming to the Titans, he's competing to start.
Yeah.
Probably most likely going to be the starter. So I think then that holds a little more gravitas and money to him, at least to get him here, whether he's going to be the backup or the starter.
So you need $2 million more because I did 4.5. So you said 6.5?
I want to be around what Mariota was.
Yes, done.
See that
you got it.
Because then
to me,
now
because I got
feel
the cash. I got the
because
cash to do it.
Because Garoppolo has a penchant to get injured too. By the way, let's not forget his whole history of who he is when he's the guy. When he's in the backup role, that is perfect. So now, guess what? And I would sign him not to a 1-year deal. I would try to lock him up for 3. Now I got my insurance policy.
All right, you're getting a little crazy for me, okay? But listen,
because
as the Titans, I'll allow the $6 million.
Okay, just
the bank is allowing you the $6 million.
Maybe you sign him to a 2-year deal. That way you're covering yourself for the next season, depending on what happens with Levis and getting traded this offseason or not. So, yeah, I like it. It could be any quarterback like the Jimmy Garoppolo ilk, that's had some warts on the field there and it started for a period of time and still's got some juice in him. So, yeah, I'd love to know how hungry he is to still be the guy.
All right. Willie Gay Jr., inside linebacker, formerly of the Saints. Last year, 2 years ago, he was Kansas City Chiefs, started opposite Nick Bolton. I'm bringing him in on a 1-year contract that pays him more than he got on the 1-year contract last year. And the reason I'm bringing in Willie Gay Jr. at $3.75 million because I want someone that I know right away can start next to Kenneth Murray, just in case Cedric Gray and James Williams, one of those guys, don't make the jump. And so I'm going to go real cheap on it. Inside linebacker, 1 year, 3.75, just to cover myself.
Yeah, I got you. And whether he wins out or not.
Yeah. And he's just 27 years old. So, I mean, he's still young, and he got a 1-year contract, so you're getting more this year. And you got the connection with Mike Bergonzi, obviously, with the Chiefs. So he can slide right in next to Kenneth Murray, day 1, week 1, if Cedric Gray or James Williams can't fill that role.
Yeah.
So I'm going with that.
Okay. It could be someone like that, but I'm
someone
cool
like that.
Mm-hmm.
Sebastian Joseph Day, I'm bringing him back. I'm bringing him back.
I like him.
I almost gave him a 2-year contract. I backed out of it, and I gave him a 1-year, $6.5 million contract, which is about a $2.5 million raise from last year. Because I'm bringing in Sebastian Joseph Day.
I like Joseph Day because he's kind of an inside-outside guy, plays really hard. I really didn't know a lot about him besides watching him on TV in some of the games when he was with the Rams, so I didn't know what you really were getting. He is better than expected. I would see a guy like that is very critical to me on my roster. I'm signing to a 3-year deal. Now, the amount may depend on where we go with that, but I like him in that 6, 7, because of what he brings to the table. I think he's a good guy in the good locker room guy, too, as well. So, yeah, I like that.
I could be talked to in a 2-year deal.
2-year?
You got a deal.
Yeah.
All right. We're bringing back Nick Folk. I just don't trust Braden Narvison. I don't trust any of the other. but also just put any kicker here if you want. I chose Nick Folk because of familiarity with also the team, but also Bones Fassel from his time at the Cowboys while Bones was there at the Cowboys, special teams coordinator. Okay. So, I'm just sticking with Nick Folk for now, but I'm open to anybody. I'm going 3.5, which is about $500,000 more than what he got last year, if I'm not mistaken.
He only made $3 million. Okay.
Yeah, so he only made $3 million last year. It wasn't anything. All right. Now we're to the backups to fill out your back end. Jedrick Wills. He apparently his market's not heavy out there. He's 26 years old. He played for the Browns. He was the right tackle for the Browns left tackle for the Browns for the longest time. He was actually an Alabama right tackle that switched to left tackle, just like J.C. Latham.
Yeah, he's up to, how old is he?
He's about to turn 26. But there's apparently no market for him out there from what I've read. So I don't know how realistic this one is out of all of them. This is probably the one I struggled with the most. But according to Spotrac, they said his market was 1 year, $2 million, something like that. So I gave him 1 year, 3. Okay. And now he's not starting. He's your right tackle, left tackle, swing tackle. Okay, because you got Morgan Moses.
Thinking right there. Okay, how you thinking?
I also did this for the interior. I got a guy that has played left guard, right guard, and center, and his name is Nate Herbig. He's 26.
From where?
He last played.
Never heard of this guy.
Give me 1 second. So he got drafted by the Eagles. He played for the Steelers. Give me 1 second. So make sure I get it. And he last played. I don't think he played this year in a game. I think he was a backup this year.
Okay.
But I look at it and I go, okay, he's 6'4", 334. He was on Pittsburgh last year. He's played all 3 interior spots before. I'm going Nate Herbig, Vetman, because that's what he's probably going to go for.
So he's better than Brunskill.
I wouldn't say that, but I don't know if this staff likes Brunskill.
Right.
So I'm taking.
But that's going to be their barometer too. They got to say he's got to be better than Brunskill.
I think he is better than. He's younger than Brunskill.
So that would then, they would then probably say that.
I'm also bringing back Mike Brown and Daryl Baker Jr. on vet mins. Mike Brown will be obviously behind Javon Holland and Amani Hooker in this scenario. Daryl Baker will do the same role he did last year. He filled in very nicely, I thought. They know the system and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
I'm bringing in A.J. Dillon, who's coming off an injury, the former running back for the Green Bay Packers, big, thick guy. He's your guy.
I know exactly. Big thunder.
And I'm just bringing him in because I think he's better than Julius Chestnut, and I'm bringing him in on a 1-year, $1.5 million deal. Nothing expensive, doesn't break the bank. He's coming off injury. He's just your change of pace back.
Okay.
Last guy is Tedderell Slayton, TJ Slayton. He's a defensive tackle that started opposite Kenny Clark up in Green Bay. Chad Brinker has drafted him. He's 27.5 years old, so might as well just call it 28. He hasn't really, he's almost like a Sebastian Joseph Day at the Chargers without the one really good season. And I'm just bringing him in as a backup at a 1-year deal on $3.8 million. He's going to rotate in and out with everybody. He's going to play everyone on the offensive line. What you got?
Okay. I don't like to make assumptions.
Okay.
It's just me. Why did you say Chad Brinker drafted him? Was he the GM?
Oh, I didn't mean to say that. But, I mean, Chad Brinker was there at Green Bay when they drafted him.
But see, you're assuming just because they drafted him that he personally liked him.
No, what I'm just saying, that's not what I'm saying. You're saying that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying that he's familiar with him. So it's kind of like Mike Bergonzi and Willie Gay.
He's familiar with him.
Yeah, I'm going with the familiarity.
But he might have not liked him. I don't know
he
if
may
he
not
did
have.
Right.
But, I mean, like, I like him. And I'm in charge today.
And he knows him. He would know him. No doubt.
I'm telling Chad Brinker this is what we're doing. Okay. So this is what we got. Javon Holland, Brandon Scherf, Evan Ingram, Patrick Jones, Azeez Ojulari, Nick Westbrook, Greg Dortch, Morgan Moses, Jimmy Garoppolo, Willie Gay Jr., Kyle Van Noy, Sebastian Joseph Day, Nick Folk, Jedrick Wills, A.J. Dillon, Mike Brown, Daryl Baker Jr., Nate Herbig, and T.J. Slatton rounded out. That's 19 free agents, 12 of them on 1-year deals. 4 of them on 2-year deals, 3 on 2-year deals, and 4 on 1-year deal. And they average age is 28.2, so they're only a little bit older than what the Commanders did last year. And you spent $81 million because we were at 79, but we bumped it up for Jimmy Garoppolo.
Real quick question: what holes did you not fill before we go to break?
I filled every hole. I did. So I mean, maybe there are holes. There are opportunities. There are opportunities to upgrade, but there are no holes left to fill on the first 3 strings of offense and defense. Filled them all.
There you go. GM Zach
did it.
Lions.
And I did it with time to spare because we're going to break. This is Cover 2 with Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons here on 105 The Zone.